I'd just like to take a second to point out how awesome my beard is looking right now. Yeah.
Seriously though, I've never been so proud of a beard.
Hello, Empire. So I was looking for some inspiration by watching some of my favorite YouTubers, and guess what? I found it. But that's not entirely true. I wasn't exactly inspired by the people per se, but by the thoughts that I jumped into after watching those people. Basically, I was trying to figure out how they find inspiration and time every week, some of them every day, to make videos on this wonderful thing here we call the internet. Honestly, it's hard enough for me to make one video. How do they do it? So after thinking a while, I think I figured it out. Well, maybe I didn't figure out how they do it, but I figured out something that will help me. And in the end, it wasn't about trying to figure out what works for other people, but what might work for me. And I'm probably going to be rambling here, but that kind of goes along with the point that I'm trying to make. If you haven't already guessed, I'm not just talking about making silly videos on the internet. It's a metaphor for anything you're passionate about, but don't find yourself able just to sit down and do. This could be starting to exercise, learning a new language, underwater basket weaving, I don't judge. So the problem that I found is that I'm a perfectionist. Not with everything, of course. There's a reason you only get to see a small corner of my room. Because if you saw the rest, I'd probably just be getting comments about how I need to clean it. And who needs that? By the way, note to self, I need to clean my room. Anyway, back to the point. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and therefore any ideas I have to be perfected before I put them out there. But there's the problem. Nothing's ever perfect. This is something I've had to discover. If you wait until something's perfect to get done, it's never gonna get done. I have no lack of ideas to video to make, or alternatively, insert your passion here. The problem is that every time I try to convert those ideas from my brain space to some real space, I realize how grotesquely imperfect those ideas are. So I push them back down into my brain space, hoping they'll stew a little while and come out perfect. But that doesn't work. It never works. I've come to learn that the only way to get better at something or to make something better is to work at it and just do it. If whatever you do turns out terrible, at least you did something and therefore did something. Turns out that doing something that's not perfect is much better than doing nothing and waiting for it to be perfect. So I guess what I'm trying to say is whatever you want to do, don't sit on it. Just do it. If you truly love what you're doing, 1, you're gonna have fun, and 2, every once in a while what you're doing is gonna come out pretty close to perfect and therefore be something you're kind of proud of. If you find yourself not having time to do some of those things that you want to do, here's another thing I've come to realize. School just ended for me, so I was sure that I was gonna have plenty of time to dedicate to those things that I've been wanting to do. Amazingly enough, even though I do now have more time, I haven't found any time to dedicate to doing those things. So I tried to figure out why that was, and I did. It's not necessarily that I don't have the time, it's that I fill that time with other easier, more recreational things. I don't even realize I'm doing it until it's too late. So if you can't seem to find the time, it's probably there. You're just gonna have to make some sacrifices. I mean, really, think about it. How much time do you spend playing video games, watching TV, movies, YouTube? Except for my videos, of course. Those don't count. The point is, try and start with 2 hours a week that you take away from doing something recreational and dedicate it specifically to doing those things that you want to start doing. That's how this came into existence. I have some time before I have to go to work, and instead of filling that time with Facebook, TV, movies, Xbox, whatever, I just unplugged my internet connection and started talking to a camera. This was the result. And like I was talking about earlier, it's not going to be perfect, but later I'm going to be really proud that I created something and actually put it out there. And I'll really enjoy reading the comments I may or may not receive. Hint, hint. So just try it. The next time you're gonna get on Facebook, video games, TV, YouTube, don't you click on that video on the sidebar. Unless it's me. Just go into something new. You won't regret it, I promise. Just stop thinking about what you want to do and just do it. I'm not gonna lie, this video is partly for me, so past me can slap feature me in the face whenever I fall back into being a perfectionist. But if you enjoy it too and get encouraged, that's awesome. Thanks for watching. And now I'm talking to you, Empire. Hi, it's me, Jay. How are you? Great! Unless you said not so good, in which case, I'm sure everything's gonna be alright. So like I was saying before, I genuinely do have a few things I want to make videos about. And since I've had the non-perfection realization, I'm actually gonna try and make those. Since my school semester's over, I'm gonna try and do that time thing we talked about earlier, and choose a day specifically for this. For you, for whoever's still here. So for those of you who stuck with me through all my recesses, thank you. Let me know you're still here, say hi. For those of you who haven't, I'll miss you. But now I'm gonna finish this incredibly imperfect video. And I'm okay with that. Cliche YouTube phrase, comment, like, subscribe.